Okay, we just upgraded to version 15. So if you've just performed the upgrade, logging back into Richmond, it will look like this. You can see the top menu bar has changed slightly. We've just improved it, just the menu bar, just modernized it. And one of the reasons is because we've got a new search capability within here. It's a global search. It will search incidents, problems, changes, knowledge base articles, items, everything, which we didn't have before. Even search on ID, you type it in here. We haven't got the separate place for searching on ID. All done within here. By default, there's nothing set for it to search on instance, problems, and changes. The reason is that we don't want to open up the system where specialists can see information they're not authorized to see. So we've got a new Views Manager section. So we need to create some views and choose who we want to search on what. Also, within those views, you can create new view restrictions. So underneath the instance section, you can see all our existing views within here that have been set up in the setup console as it's been for ages. They're still there. It will still work, but there's an asterisk to say these are the legacy views. Okay, so everything will work as normal, but to enable the global search option and also to create new views, we need to go to Utility and Views Manager. With the new views, it will load the new incident and change and problem lists as well. We've revamped the lists. The existing views here will show the existing layout. Once we create a new view, it will show the new layout. So I'm just going to do a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to create a global search. In this system, we're not restricted. We want to allow everyone to search on everything. So global search, and I'm applying that for incidents. I can do the same for problems and changes, and I'm not specifying any criterias here. I'm not filtering by status, category, or anything because I just want to include everything. And we need to make sure apply site search filter is ticked. That means we can search this view within there, and applies view restriction. I don't want this as a view restriction because I'm just created specifically for searching. What you've got to be careful of is whenever you create views within here, you don't have multiple search options, i.e. you don't create a view and apply it as a search filter and then create another view maybe for all active and apply that as a search filter. Otherwise, every time you type in here, it's going to apply all these filtering options and it can slow it down. So we recommend just some global searches. So if you only want a global search for a specific team, you can say, okay, I just want administration to be able to search on everything. Then I can create another view and I can filter it down by group. And I can say, I'm going to create one for development and only allow development to see that. So you can restrict the searches by team. But on this example, I'm just creating a global search. So I'm just going to save that. And you can see it's created it. I can go and have a look and edit it and so forth. So I've got a global search now. Click on the logo to refresh the page. It's not shown within here because I didn't apply it as a view, but it's a global search. So if I just quickly type TLS, for example, it's then going to start to find all our instance within that. So it's searching on knowledge and problems. And if there's a lot, it may take a little while to load. So you can see that. Okay, so I want to create some nice new views in here now and see the new instant list. So again, Utility, Views Manager. I'm going to create a new one, and I'm just going to create them from my active incidents. Okay, so that's for incidents. The status, I'm just doing it as active, so I just want to include all our none closed ones within here. So I'm just going to create everything apart from closed and resolved. Okay, so that's all my statuses. As you can see, it's so much easier than the old views. You just tick what you want. You don't have to create these long criterias anymore. Okay, in specialist, I just want it to be for me. So that's where we click logged user. So that's going to show all instances that are assigned to the logged in user. In that case, that's me. And we can do the same for group, and we can apply any other criteria within here. So again, we want everyone to be able to see this. I don't want to apply it as a search filter because, like I said, if we've got multiple search filters, it can impact the speed of loading the search. So permissions, I want to show for everyone. I can even put a date range in here. In this case, I don't want to do that. It's simply my active incidents. So I'm just going to save that. Okay, and I refresh that screen. And in the instance section, I can see a new view there now. It hasn't got an asterisk, so I know this is using the new view option. Okay, so another view I created earlier for all active instance within here. So in this test system, you can see the new instant list. So to start with, this is, you've got new filter options. You can filter by any one of these options within here. So a lot better filter than previous. So you haven't got little icons on the column. We've just specified the main areas that people would like to filter on. So you can do that. And you can move your columns around. If we go to show columns, there are less columns within here. The reason we've done that is to improve performance. Before the instant list, as you know, if you clicked on no view or had to load thousands of instances, it could go a little bit slow. So we've just chosen the main ones what we'd think people want to use. We've removed ones like action time, or ones that have to do long calculations that could impact on the speed. And as you can see, we've got a new look and feel. So we've got hover over with hints there. If you don't want that hint, you can just remove the hint. You've got the drop down. You've got all the same menu items as we had before. And as you can see, it's a slightly different look. We've got the summary. It says new rather than in bold. It will just say new, and the attachment icon's a bit clearer. We made primary association a bit clearer. You can actually click on that as well and view the items. So it's really nice, just a bit more intuitive. Response rather than a tick and a next just says, no, it hasn't been responded to. Yes, it has. Quite simply, has it had an action or has it not had an action? And details, and then you've got the other columns within here. So the same as the other lists, you can move the columns around. You can group, drag and drop. You've got collapse all. It will stay collapsed no matter whether you refresh. Expand all. Hide filters, so you can hide those filters and you get more of a full screen mode within here, and also you've got the search option. And finally, the preview. We've improved the preview. It's just, again, a lot more intuitive and so forth. So yeah, so that's some of the new features. Obviously got more documentation. There's more details on the search. So quickly on the search, I just type in test, for example, and search. We can see it's found all these instances of word tests. Again, a lot more intuitive. It highlights the word. And we can scroll down. Let's look in problems, items, changes. This is a test system. I haven't got too many items in here. With any instant you see, you can open a new tab, preview. You can click on who's the association, and it gives you a lot more information. So hopefully you find this a lot more useful. It's a lot easier to find your data, and it's a flat list of data. And like I said, we can type in an ID in there. So if you want to find instant ID 6, just click in there, and it finds that particular instant. Obviously, in this case, it's search and anything else with the word 6 in.